Hey guys, Jim here, coming back with another video. Today I got a one card pickup that I want to share with you guys. A little story about the player, and I've got a couple of Christmas cards from a couple of awesome YouTubers that I want to share as well. So let's start off with the pickup. Very beautiful 1949 Bowman Eddie Waitkus. Just a great looking card. I love the 49 Bowman set. Just very simple design, but then they've got those colors there with like the bright blue on his hat and the background, and just a great set in my opinion. And so Eddie Waitkus is believed to be partly the inspiration for the 1952 novel The Natural, which was written by Bernard Malamud, and of course later turned into a Hollywood movie in 1984. And of course, you're all familiar with the story of Roy Hobbs. And while that's completely fiction, it's not a true story whatsoever. There are a couple of similarities between Hobbs and Eddie Waitkus. Well, one big similarity. And also the fact that when Eddie Waitkus graduated from high school, he was considered a natural by Major League Scouts. And in fact, he was put on a semi-professional American baseball team right straight out of high school. And there's a Boston sports writer named Fred Barry, who at the time was quoted in an article saying, quote, "These big league wise men viewed the left-handed batting and throwing Waitkus and deemed him a natural." So that in and of itself is just a little bit of a comparison. Of course, many young players are considered a natural, but where the story really connects the two is Waitkus came up and he played. He was actually signed by the Chicago Cubs, and he came up with the Cubs and had a few very good seasons to start his career. And of course, his career was interrupted, like so many of these great players from the era, by World War II. He interrupted his career after the second season to spend 3 years fighting in World War II, where he was a very decorated soldier. But coming back from World War II, he resumed his career and was a very, very good player. Unfortunately for the Cubs, they were in a very downward trend in those years, and they decided, they needed to trade him. So they traded him to Philadelphia in 1949. And on June 14th, 1949, the Phillies had just started a road trip, and they had beaten the Chicago Cubs that afternoon in Wrigley Field. And later on that night, when Waitkus got back to the hotel room, there was a letter left for him at the hotel counter. There was actually an obsessed fan checked into the hotel using an alias of the name of a girl that Eddie Waitkus had gone to high school with. And there was a letter in the lobby of the hotel for him to contact her. She was staying in the same hotel. And so this obsessed fan, her name was Ruth Ann Steinhagen. She checked in at Chicago's Edgewater Beach Hotel under that alias, assumed name. And she was infatuated with Waitkus, and when he was a Cub, but seeing him every day, that may have kept her obsession in check. But once he was traded to the Phillies, her obsession grew to dangerous proportions. So anyway, he called the room, and he was, he thought sounded like she was sleeping, so he wasn't going to go to her room. But she convinced him to go up to the room. And when he showed up, she shot him with a .22 caliber rifle. And so the bullet entered his lung, barely missing his heart. And he was taken to Illinois Masonic Hospital, where he nearly died over the course of 4 surgeries before the bullet was successfully removed. So very similar to a story that happened with Roy Hobbs. And so that's why some people believe that Eddie Waitkus could have been the inspiration for that, being that this situation just happened just 3 years before the book was written. And as a side note, miraculously, Eddie Waitkus returned to the Phillies in 1950. He recovered from his injuries, and he became the leadoff hitter for the Phillies, the Whiz Kids team that won the National League pennant that year. And he actually led the team in runs scored with 102. There's the back of that card. And so that's the story of Eddie Waitkus and the comparisons with the natural. And now I've got a card here from my friend Isaac, Baseball Fan 75, here on YouTube. And he is the hardest working, or if not the hardest, one of the hardest working guys on YouTube. He's always hustling. He's into sports cards, Hot Wheels, all kinds of stuff. Great guy, very generous as well. And so we've got a little card here. Yo, Jim, just wanted to wish you and the fam a Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing good. P.S. Keep up the great vibes. Baseball Fan 75, Isaac. Awesome, Isaac. Thank you so much. And we've got a little something here. Oh, cool. Looks like Luis Aparicio on a Red Sox card. Luis Aparicio. Pretty cool. I've never seen this card before. Looks like it's somehow affiliated with Little League Baseball. It's got some questions and answers on the back. Pretty cool. Thank you so much, Isaac. I appreciate you thinking of me and sending me that card. That's really awesome of you. And next up, I've got a card here from a YouTube legend, Mr. Reindeer Studios, Mr. Scott there. And I've seen these cards going around, and I'm very excited to have my very own Mossy Claus. How cool is that? Scott's the man. Send me a couple cards here. So inside it says, "Hey Jim, I hope you're well, buddy, and that you and your family have a wicked awesome Christmas. Keep being a superstar. Your pal, Scott." That's so cool, man. That is wicked awesome. I am so happy. I'm not going to rip my pants off like Pepino Man did, but I am just as happy. Trust me. That is so awesome. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you thinking about me, buddy. And he's got me a couple cards in here as well. Beautiful 1968 Topps card of Rico Petrocelli. Great guy, by the way, Rico Petrocelli. And Scott, he probably parted with this because he parted with a Manny Ramirez card. So that's pretty awesome. Of course, Manny's wearing a Red Sox uniform, and Scott likes Manny better in the Indians uniform. But Manny being Manny, that's a nice flair card. I have not seen this one before. Looks like it's from 2002. Very cool, very cool. And lastly, we've got this very nice 1969 Sparky Lyle and the Red Sox. That's sweet. That's right, Sparky Lyle, probably mainly known for playing on the Yankees, but he did break into the major leagues with the Red Sox. Very awesome. Thank you so much, Scott. I really appreciate you, buddy. Thank you to Isaac. Very, very kind of both of you for thinking about me. I appreciate everyone watching. Talk to you all soon, and bye for now.